Perched on the dazzling shores of the southern Dalmatian coast, the city of Dubrovnik is more than just a destination. It is a living, breathing story etched in white stone and lapped by the azure waves of the Adriatic Sea. For centuries, it has been known as the Pearl of the Adriatic, a title that barely scratches the surface of its profound beauty and resilient spirit. To walk into Dubrovnik is to step into a grand, open-air museum, where every cobblestone, every fortified wall, and every Baroque church whisper tales of a glorious maritime republic, of shrewd diplomacy, and of an unyielding will to survive. For us at World Travellingz, Dubrovnik isn't just a pin on a map, it's an emotion. It's the feeling of awe that strikes you the first time you set eyes on the magnificent, complete circuit of its ancient city walls. It's the echo of your footsteps in marble-paved streets polished to a shine by millions of feet over centuries. It's the breathtaking vista from a fortress wall, where the terracotta-tiled roofs of the old town contrast dramatically with the impossible blue of the sea. This article is your ultimate guide, your deep dive into the soul of Dubrovnik, designed to unravel its history, its hidden corners, its culinary delights, and the practical magic you need to experience it all. A walk through time, the Ragusan Republic and beyond. To understand Dubrovnik is to understand its history. For much of its golden age, from the 14th to the early 19th century, it was the center of the powerful and sophisticated Republic of Ragusa. This was no ordinary city-state, it was a maritime and mercantile powerhouse that rivaled even the great Republic of Venice. Its wealth, built on shrewd trade across the Mediterranean and into the Ottoman Empire, funded the creation of the magnificent architecture we see today. But Ragusa's true legacy was its advanced statecraft. Its wealth, built on shrewd trade across the Mediterranean and into the Ottoman Empire, funded the creation of the magnificent architecture we see today. Its motto, Non bene pro toto libertas venditur oro, liberty is not sold for all the gold in the world, was not just a phrase, it was a way of life. The city's diplomats were legendary for their skill, navigating the treacherous political waters between the Ottoman Empire and the Christian West to maintain its sovereignty and neutrality. This, freedom by diplomacy, allowed Ragusa to flourish as a center of art, science, and literature, enacting some of the world's earliest sanitary laws and abolishing the slave trade long before many other European powers. This golden era came to an end with the Napoleonic invasions in the early 1800s. Later, Dubrovnik became part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and then Yugoslavia. The city's most brutal test in modern times came during the Croatian War of Independence in 1991–92, when it suffered a devastating 7-month siege. The world watched in horror as this symbol of culture and beauty was shelled. But like a phoenix, Dubrovnik rose again. A meticulous, decades-long restoration project, guided by UNESCO, has returned the city to its former glory, a testament to the unwavering pride and resilience of its people. The shrapnel marks left on some of the newer stones serve as a poignant reminder of the cost of freedom. The unmissable core, exploring the walled city. Entering the old town through the majestic Pile Gate, crossing the wooden drawbridge, and passing under the statue of Saint Blaise, the city's patron saint, is a ritual that never loses its magic. You are immediately transported to another time. The city walls, Gradsk Zidine. This is, without a doubt, the crown jewel of the Dubrovnik experience. A 2-kilometer walk along these complete, fortified walls is a journey you will remember for a lifetime. Allow at least 2 hours for this, as you will be stopping constantly for photographs. The walls offer ever-changing, panoramic views, the vibrant life of the city below, the formidable Lavrijenac Fortress, a key filming location for King's Landing in Game of Thrones, standing guard outside, and the stunning expanse of the Adriatic. The best time for this walk is either early morning to avoid the crowds and the midday heat, or late afternoon for the golden hour light. The Straden, Plaka. This is the main artery of the old town, a broad, limestone-paved street that runs from the Pile Gate to the Ploce Gate. Lined with charming cafes and shops, the Straden is the city's living room. By day, it's a bustling thoroughfare. By night, when the stone gleams under the streetlights and the crowds have thinned, it becomes a magical promenade. Notice how all the side streets lead off it, and how the uniform design of the buildings was mandated after the Great Earthquake of 1667, which destroyed much of the city. Rector's Palace, Nezavd bore a stunning blend of Gothic and Renaissance architecture. This was the seat of the Ragusan government. The rector, elected monthly, could not leave the palace during his term, symbolizing his total dedication to the Republic. Today, it houses the Cultural Historical Museum, its elegant courtyards and rooms echoing with history. Dubrovnik Cathedral. Velika Gospel legend says the original cathedral was funded by a gift from Richard the Lionheart, who survived a shipwreck on the nearby island of Lokrum. The current Baroque cathedral houses a treasury with an impressive collection of relics, including a gold-plated skull of Saint Blaise. Franciscan Monastery and Pharmacy, a peaceful oasis at the end of the Straton. The monastery's cloister is one of the most beautiful examples of Romanesque Gothic architecture in the city. Its pharmacy, established in 1317, is one of the oldest continually operating pharmacies in the world. Sponza Palace, a beautiful Gothic Renaissance palace that once served as the customs house and mint. Its courtyard is now a serene memorial to the defenders of Dubrovnik who lost their lives in the 1991-92 siege. Onofrio's Fountain, built in the 15th century as part of the city's sophisticated water supply system, this large, domed fountain is a popular meeting spot for tourists to refill their water bottles with fresh, cold water. Beyond the main drag, hidden gems and local secrets. While the Straton is magnificent, the true soul of Dubrovnik lies in its labyrinthine side streets and steep staircases. Get lost in the lanes, dare to wander away from the main street. Climb the countless steps that lead uphill from the Straton. Here, you'll find quiet residential areas, lines of laundry strung between medieval buildings, and small, family-run canobas, taverns, that feel a world away from the tourist bustle below. Buza Bar, perhaps Dubrovnik's worst-kept secret, but a must-do for the experience. This is a hole-in-the-wall bar, literally. Buza means hole, carved into the cliffside on the outside of the city walls. Sitting on a concrete ledge, sipping a cold drink while watching the sun dip below the horizon and swimmers leap into the deep blue sea below is an iconic Dubrovnik moment. Walk the walls at dusk. If you can time your wall walk for the late afternoon, you'll be rewarded with the sight of the city bathed in a warm, golden light, followed by the beautiful transition into evening. The Adriatic playground, sea, islands, and views. Dubrovnik's beauty isn't confined to its land. The sea is an integral part of the experience. The cable car to Mount Srd. For the most breathtaking view of all, you must take the cable car to the summit of Mount Srd. From 412 meters above the city, the vista is simply unparalleled. You can see the entire old town laid out like a model, the Elefidi Islands scattered in the distance, and the endless blue of the Adriatic. At the top, you'll also find the Fort Imperial Museum, which details the city's defense during the 1990s siege. For an even more memorable experience, consider hiking up or down. Island of Lokrum, just a 15-minute ferry ride from the Old Town port. Lokrum is a forested island reserve, perfect for a half-day escape. Explore the botanical gardens, the ruins of a Benedictine monastery, and a small saltwater lake known as the Dead Sea. Peacocks and rabbits roam freely, adding to the island's enchanting atmosphere. It's also a major Game of Thrones filming site, featuring the fictional city of Karth. Kayaking and boat tours. To truly appreciate the scale and majesty of the city walls, you must see them from the water. Joining a kayaking tour around the walls, especially at sunset, is an incredibly popular and rewarding activity. Alternatively, take a boat tour to the nearby Elefidi Islands, Sipan, Lopud, and Kolasep, for a taste of a quieter, more rustic Dalmatian life. A feast for the senses, Dalmatian cuisine. Dalmatian cuisine is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients from the sea and the rugged hinterland. Seafood, as expected, the seafood is sublime. Look for bradette, a fish stew, black risotto, colored with cuttlefish ink, and grilled fish like sea bass or bream. Local specialties: don't miss Zrnovski makaroli, a traditional pasta from the Konaval region served with a rich meat sauce, and pasticata, a slow-cooked beef dish in a sweet and sour sauce, often served with gnocchi. Where to eat? For an authentic experience, venture into the side streets to find family-run kanobas. For a truly special splurge, consider a restaurant like Proto or Nautica for fine dining with incredible views. What to drink? Wash it all down with local wines from the Peljasak Peninsula, such as Plavac Mali, a robust red, or Pazup, a crisp white. The World Travellingz Practical Guide. Best time to visit. Shoulder seasons: May and June, September and October the absolute best time. The weather is perfect, warm and sunny, but the oppressive crowds and heat of peak summer are absent. Prices are also more reasonable. Peak season: July and August. Expect intense heat, massive crowds from cruise ships, and the highest prices. The city is at its most vibrant, but also its most hectic. Off-season: November to April. Much quieter and cooler. Some restaurants and attractions may have reduced hours, but you'll have the city almost to yourself. Getting around. The Old Town is a pedestrian-only zone and best explored on foot. The local Liberta's bus service is excellent and efficient for getting to and from the Old Town from different parts of the city. The Game of Thrones effect: Dubrovnik was the primary filming location for King's Landing. This has brought it unprecedented global fame. While you can take dedicated tours that will show you all the key spots, like the Jesuit staircase, which became the Walk of Shame, the city's appeal is timeless and transcends its Hollywood connection. Beyond the Old Town, discovering the Dubrovnik region. A common mistake is to never leave the Old Town. The surrounding region is spectacular and offers a different perspective. The Peljasak Peninsula, a short drive north. This peninsula is Croatia's premier wine region, famous for its robust Plavac Mali reds. Visit the vineyards in places like Dingac and post up for tastings. The town of Stan is equally famous for its massive, 5 km long defensive walls, the European Wall of China, and its ancient salt pans and oyster farms. Kavtat, a charming, laid-back town south of Dubrovnik, easily reachable by boat or bus. With its beautiful seafront promenade, elegant villas, and calm atmosphere, it's the perfect antidote to the hustle of Dubrovnik. It's a favorite getaway for those in the know. The Konaval Valley, the green, fertile hinterland of Dubrovnik. This area is perfect for cycling, hiking, and experiencing rural Croatian life. You can visit traditional watermills and sample authentic, home-cooked cuisine in village restaurants. Immersive experiences: living like a local. To truly connect with Dubrovnik, go beyond the checklist of sights. Attend a festival. If your timing is right, experience the world-famous Dubrovnik Summer Festival, July and August, where the city squares, fortresses, and palaces become stages for concerts, theater, and dance performances. It's a magical fusion of art and heritage. Shop at the Old Port Market. Early in the morning, the area around the Old Port has a small market where local vendors sell fresh produce, homemade liquors, and crafts. It's a vibrant, authentic slice of daily life. Swim like a local. While the main beaches can be crowded, find a spot on the rocks around the old town walls or take a bus to the beach at Sveti Jakov for a more local swimming experience with a fantastic view back towards the city. Epilogue: more than just a postcard. Dubrovnik, for all its picture-perfect beauty, is a city with a profound depth of character. It's a place that has known immense wealth, devastating destruction, and an inspiring rebirth. It's a city that teaches you about the power of diplomacy, the strength of community, and the enduring value of culture. As your anchor, Shibnath, I can say that this is not a city you simply see, it's a city you feel. It gets under your skin. You leave with the memory of its stone, the taste of its sea salt, and a piece of its indomitable spirit lodged in your heart. It is, without a doubt, a crown jewel of the Mediterranean, and a journey that every traveler deserves to make. So, from all of us at World Travellingz, we urge you, put Dubrovnik on your list. Come and discover why this pearl of the Adriatic continues to shine so brightly.